the Chancellor's Office has put out recommendations of up to 20% of curriculum be done that way in the future. And then ultimately, as Sadiq mentioned, the total cost of ownership. This is a model that Mike and the folks in our company designed to try to quantify for new projects the total cost of a facility, not just the bricks and mortar, including insurance and custodial support and utilities and all the different costs that are associated with a new construction, a new project. And we've provided forms in the report, and we also have a spreadsheet that we'll be giving to each of the colleges to work with so that when you have a new project, you can utilize that model. So I'm going to go through the colleges now. I'm going to start with Berkeley City College. And as I mentioned, we looked at the environmental scan. We looked at the specific service area for Berkeley City College. We looked at the trends demographically and economically. We looked at the profile of who the students are attending and how they attend the college. In the plan, you'll see there's a lot more data than this. This is just a little graphic to depict that. Where the rubber meets the road here is that we project, and we're concurring with the McIntyre Group, that the growth rate for Berkeley City College will be approximately 3.5% a year for the next 15 years. That's a substantial growth rate, and as you can see, it takes the head count from the current 5,400 area up to almost 10,000 students by the year 2022. We looked at the curriculum right now, the program of instruction for fall '07. This is just a section count for each department, and forecast a possible, what we see as the future growth of the departments out to the year 2022. Now, I want to say we're not, in this plan, dictating curricular content at all. We're trying to come up with a best guess of what the curriculum may look like at that point in time. There will likely be programs that none of us can even imagine right now. There will be programs that some of you, I'm sure, are imagining right now. But this is a best guess and has served us very well in the past. And Mike, for 20-plus years, or 30-plus years, I should say, without dating him too much, on coming up with the space needs. And that's where this chart comes in. These are the space categories that the Chancellor's Office specifies for community colleges. The State Chancellor's Office tracks only 5 of those and only funds, for the most part, 5 of those. Classrooms, labs, office, library, and what they call AVTV, or instructional media. The first column is the current inventory for the college, 88,000 ASF, that's assignable square feet, at Berkeley City College. There's a large chunk of inactive space at Berkeley City College that hasn't been built out, as you know. The second column, and this gets to President Withrow's question, I believe, that the forecast for 2022 takes into account the formulas driven by the State Chancellor's Office and the cap load ratios, or how well you're utilizing your space that's on the fusion system, takes into account those formulas and takes your level of WISH or FTES or head count, different formulas for different kinds of space. And that's how they forecast your need. So what we've done here is said Berkeley City College is going to need a lot more space by the year 2022. In this case, 194,000 ASF, which is more than, almost, it's double the space need on top of what's already there. The space needs are detailed here by category. And what's important here is that this informs and helps the architects in the facilities master plan to come up with a future facility plan that meets the needs of instruction and support services. So some of the recommendations, and they're detailed recommendations in the plan, but some of the recommendations include, and these are our recommendations, that Berkeley City College be really a hub for distance learning and alternative delivery systems, that it continue to be a transfer institution, as it is, of course, The potential for developing satellite locations in the future, which I know the architect is going to talk about, and a couple others here, and state funding options. Currently, there are no projects on the 5-year capital construction plan for Berkeley. And one of the main goals of this plan and the integration with the facilities plan is to get state funding to augment your bond. Historically, we've seen the state augment, colleges be able to augment their bond funds by as much as 25 to 28% above what they have for the bond. It's a lot of money. Now, right now, the state's not funding anything. And probably the next couple of years. We don't think the state is going to resume funding facilities probably till 2012, 2013. However, in the past, when the state has had a budget crisis and not funded community colleges for facilities, when they started funding again, there's a queue. And we want to see Peralta in the queue. And you already have projects in the queue, but let's get more projects in the queue. And that's another great and important use of these plans. So I'm going to move on to College of Alameda. And I'm not going to rehash all of what I just said. Obviously, we did the same thorough analysis of the environment. The growth rate at College of Alameda, we're forecasting at about 2.8% per year. Our forecast, and again, concurrent with the McIntyre report, is that the colleges will have approximately 10,000 head count by the year 2022, with the exception of Laney, which will be around 15,000. And that makes up that 45,000 student number. Again, we looked at a section-level analysis of the curriculum, forecasted out to the year 2022. And the space need profile for College of Alameda is shown here. The current inventory is a little over 200,000 assignable square feet of space. The future shows the need for only a little bit of additional space at Alameda, about 20,000 ASF. However, if you look at the categories, some of the areas are showing a need, like classroom space. There's a need for about 7,700 ASF of space by that future year. However, lab space, you'll see, we show an overbuilt situation. In other words, there's more lab space than even will be needed by the year 2022. Now, what this means is not necessarily that we were recommending that you eliminate labs. It's the space may be bad space. And we've been through every room on every campus, not just classrooms. And there's a lot of space that needs to be remodeled. It needs to be reconfigured so that the size of the rooms, not only the equipment, but the size of the rooms is appropriate for the number of students being served. We don't want to see classrooms with 50 seats serving 20 students, for example. So that's the space need profile for College of Alameda. And again, below the line of AVTV is all discretionary. In other words, if the data shows that you have more food service space than the formulas show, there's no need to adjust that. It's not going to hurt you. It's not anything the state is going to hold against you. It's just those 5 important categories. So with that, for the College of Alameda, some of our recommendations included looking at some partnerships, some public-private or public-public partnerships in different areas. Use of the 860 building. I know there's been talk of sharing that actually with some of the other colleges, but that we have some recommendations regarding that building. In the past, there's been great use of the spaces there with weekend college. If the budget doesn't permit, that may be a reality right now, but that's a fantastic use of the facilities, and we feel a good way of serving the students by offering flexible scheduling options. So getting on to Merritt College, I won't repeat my spiel about this. The growth rate, Merritt College about 2.4%, again, taking them up to a little over 10,000 students by the year 2022. The departmental analysis is spelled out in the plan. I might mention here, our plans, we hope, are written in a way that anyone can read them. You don't have to be a planner. You don't have to even really be in the community college system. It's something that we try to explain all the terms and try to take you through it very logically. I'm going to show you our website at the end. The plans are available there electronically for whoever